It is currently a buyer's market in Doomsday Last Survivors, and I'm going to show you in today's video how you can profit off other people's mistakes just by using your unlinked gold for the right purchases, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew, aka the Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Studios, and I'm back with another episode of Doomsday Last Survivors. In today's video, we're going to be going into the auction house, and we are going to be checking out one of my favorite strategies to use to profit massive and get a lot of free stuff out of the auction house. For spending even a minimal amount of gold, you can essentially double, triple, or even potentially quadruple it using this method. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in, stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel. It always helps grow the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section if there's anything you want to say. And as always, smash that like button. Again, it really helps grow the channel. So thank you guys for that. And let's get into the video. The first thing I want to do today is I want to share with you guys my strategy, okay? So the first thing I do whenever I buy gold is I check out. And obviously I don't have any right now because why would I have gold, right? We're always spending gold in the game. I rarely ever have gold. My gold's always getting spent and or reinvested to try and make more gold. So I rarely have gold in this game. But yeah, this here at the top here where it says gold, that is your unlinked gold. That is the gold that we're only going to be using to buy stuff in the auction house. The linked gold is the gold that we can use for anything else. So it's the gold that we receive when we sell items in the auction house, or it's gold that we can spend on various things like packs and stuff like that, whatever. It doesn't matter. Linked gold is worthless compared to actual unlinked gold because linked gold allows you to invest, whereas linked gold kind of allows you to invest. It kind of gives you a safety net. Like if you have linked gold, you can still purchase stuff in the game, but the only thing that you're not going to be able to do with linked gold is buy gift packs for other people and buy items out of the auction house. So you're going to have actual unlinked gold for this to work. But I would say you could probably work a profit of around 2,000 to 3,000 gold or more, depending on how lucky you are and depending on how much time you have. I'm not sure if we'll find any items in today's video using this method. I would be shocked if we did, because this takes time, this takes practice, and this takes effort on your part. It's not just going to be, 2 minutes, boom, I have 3,000 gold from 1,000 gold. No, I'm going to show you the complete process in today's video. So the first thing that I do, I want to just suggest this to everyone. Know your own squad equipment, because you might find pieces for your own squad that you might want to smelt. We're going to be doing one smelting in today's video as well. So know your own squad equipment. I know mine. I'm going to tell you guys what my squad equipment is right now without even looking. On the top piece here, I have squad defense and damage. Rider squad damage. Okay. On the gun, I have rider squad damage and rider squad attack. On the grenade, I have rider squad damage reduction and rider squad defense. On the vest, I have rider squad damage reduction and squad counter damage. Let's go see if I was right. Rider squad damage, squad defense on the helmet. Rider squad attack, squad damage on the gun. Rider squad damage reduction, rider squad defense on the grenade. And squad counter damage, rider squad damage reduction on the vest. And know your percentages as well. I can roughly tell you my percentages without even looking. On the you have to know this stuff without even looking, or else it makes your trips to the auction house less valuable. So you have to know. Let's test my skills here and see if I can do this. I think my squad defense is somewhere around 4% on my helmet, and my squad damage is around 2.5, I want to say. And same thing with my weapon. It's like 4.5 rider squad attack and around 2.5 squad damage. On my grenade, I would say roughly the same thing. I think 2.6 squad damage reduction and 4.6 rider squad defense. And then on the vest, 4.5% squad counter damage and around 2.5% rider squad damage reduction. Let's see if I'm right about that. 2.3. Okay, so that's 2.3. So we have a lot of wiggle room there, but I was pretty close. I was pretty close, within 2 points on both numbers there. That's pretty good. And again, here on the helmet, I was within a few points. Only 3.1% squad defense on the helmet, so not that big of a deal. I did say 3.5 on that, so I was a little off on the squad defense on that. On the weapon, I said 4.5 squad attack. We're 0.3 off, so 4.8. And then squad damage is 2.5, just like I said. And then for the RPG, I have squad damage 2.5. I was 0.1 off. And then for the squad defense, I have 4.7. I think I said 4.8 or something like that. So we're pretty close there. We're pretty close there. But the one thing that I learned from today's little test is I have 3.1 squad defense, which is surprising. So if I can find like a piece of squad defense that's like 3.8, 3.9 for 200 gold in the auction house at any point in time, it might be a good thing to buy it. Today's video, I'm just going to be showing you guys an example because I have some time. I have been wanting to do this video forever, and at the same time, I have to smith all this stuff. I can't just sit on it anymore. It's the beginning of the week. I have to smith this stuff. But I wanted to do the video, so I had to do it when I was smithing the stuff. So I have to do this video for you guys right now, whether I like it or not. Okay? So the basic premise is, and don't run away just yet, just watch through the whole video. I guarantee you by the end of this video, you will be an expert on buying and selling and smelting and buying like smelting pieces for yourself, squad equipment from the auction house. So this is just what I do, okay? First step number 1, get unlinked gold. I think that's very obvious, right? Don't come into the auction house if you don't have unlinked gold. Otherwise, there's no point. The only reason that you should come into the auction house ever if you have unlinked gold is to check prices. You have to check prices. I have so many people messaging me, and I answer them all. But I have so many people messaging me questions like, what should I sell this for? What should I sell that for? And my simple answer for you is, go check the frickin' item as it's listed in the auction house and see what the other people are listing it for. You have to undercut people because everybody is undercutting everybody right now. It's the only way to get ahead by selling stuff in the auction house, especially the more common stuff. And most stuff is just not even sellable anymore. Let me show you guys a prime example of what I'm having trouble selling. Look at this. I just crafted this last week. 3.3 squad defense. I crafted it over 7 days ago. I still haven't sold it. A 3.3 rider squad damage. This is like on the middle class like of squad damage, which should go for 1,500 gold. Well, I started it off at 3,000, didn't sell. Then I brought it down to 2,500, didn't sell. 1,750, didn't sell. Now I have it at 1,500. It's not sold. And if we go look at the auction house here for helmets, and then we go to legendary, and then we go to legendary, and then we filter by rider squad damage, we'll see what the prices are for 3.3 rider squad damage. This is going to have everything in the game for rider squad damage. Let's look at the lowest one here, 3% for 800. That's really cheap, by the way. Like just an everyday standard, like 800 for 3%, I think is pretty low. We got a 3.1 here for 9.99. So right there, I have a little competition. Like, does the person want to drop down a 0.2 to save themselves like 500 gold? Well, you know, they might. Same thing here, 1,000 gold for 3.1. 1,000 gold for 2.7. I still haven't seen a 3.3. There's a 3.2 for 1,000. You know? There's a 3.3 for 1,200, so I might be looking at 1,100 right now if I was pricing that item. If I have to reprice that item at 1,100, look at this one. There's my item right there. So my item would be the second most expensive one, but it's the highest one so far at the lowest price, which is actually surprising that it still hasn't been bought by anybody because that is the most sought after stat in the game. And then it's just a massive drop off. 1,777 for 3.3 there. 3.4 for 18.99. And sometimes that's just the breaks, man. Like you might have your item priced correctly. I think I do. You know, mine might be a little pricey. I could probably consider dropping it down to 1,200. You know, then I would compete with this guy here who has 2.9 for 1,200. Well, if I dropped mine down to 1,200, it would be 3.3 for 1,200. So it would almost be guaranteed to sell at that point, wouldn't it? So let me put mine for 1,250. 1250. If this doesn't sell at 1250, then I will probably drop it down to like 1150. But we're at the point now where we're just like basically just taking it down a little bit lower each time. I always like to try and price those high value items a little higher at the beginning because it's only 10 gold to relist. Yes, it costs 50 to put the item up on the auction house, but when you take it off of the auction house or it doesn't sell, you get 40 gold back. So is it linked gold that you get back? Yes, I think it is, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you're just going to relist it anyways. So it's like whatever, right? It doesn't matter. And last time I checked, you can use linked gold to list items in the auction house. So that is a positive. You can use any type of gold to list an item in the auction house. Moving on from that. So the first thing that I want to do when I've gotten my unlinked gold, let me tell you guys what pack to buy. First of all, if you've never bought gold in the gold store before, then this is what I recommend you buy. And I just want to give a quick shout out, Gold Molly Ambassador. There's a link in the description. There's a link in the comments. If this is your first time ever buying gold, you will get a 25% rebate, which means 25% more gold on your first purchase by clicking on the link that I put in the comments. And I will also get a bonus amount of gold from that purchase as well. So definitely use that because you don't see those come around very often, those 25% vouchers. So definitely take advantage of that if it's your first time buying gold. But beyond that, this is what I would get. The gold pass, okay? This is the best pack to get in the game that is not one of the monthly or weekly packs, but you could honestly survive just off these 3 packs here, the ones that have the percents at the top. The gold pass, the weekly gold pass, and the monthly gold pass offer you by far the best value in the game. They give you exactly what it says here at the top. Up here, you're getting 105% more gold for the amount of money that you spend. And on this pack here, you're getting 550% gold on top of the actual gold that you'd normally be getting for that price. It is very worth it. Very worth it. And I definitely recommend that everyone that's buying gold buy those 3 packs at the very least if you're going to be buying gold in this game. So once you have your unlinked gold, you're going to come over here to the auction house and you're going to start just going in, but you're not going to be filtering anything. This is what I do. I just go in and I don't filter. I just look. I come in here over and over and I just look at stuff that's cheap. I'm looking at stuff that's really cheap. Rider squad damage, 4%. So if I had 550 gold right now, which I don't, this would be the piece to get. This would be the piece to get. I'm actually going to share this with my friend because he'll buy it. 4% squad damage. I don't even know how that's even possible that nobody's bought that yet. Or did they already buy it? Oh yeah, I think that sold pretty quickly. There's no way I would have been able to buy that in time. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to come in and you have to be ready to purchase. You have to know what's worth what, and you have to know what to buy. Like, that's what you need to learn, and that's what I'm going to teach you in today's video. So there should be no questions after today's video because we're going to go through all the stats right now. Okay, from best to worst, we're going to go through every single stat that people are looking to purchase in the auction house. These are the best stats. Infantry squad damage, range squad damage, and rider squad damage. Those are the stats that are going to make you the most money in the auction house. Those are going to be the most expensive items in the auction house. So those ones are going to be the ones that you're looking for first. Secondly, the ones that are pretty similar in price, I would say like pretty exact almost in price, is damage reduction. So now we go over and look for damage reduction. We have infantry squad damage reduction. It goes up to 5.5%, same as the squad damage. We have rider squad damage reduction up to 5.5%. And we have range squad damage reduction up to 5.5%. Okay? So those are going to be pretty much the exact same price. So let's just go out. Let's just say that the piece, it doesn't matter what any of the other stats are. Let's say your piece has, like we just saw in that other piece there, 4%. It doesn't matter what troop type. 4% squad damage is probably going to be worth, I would say, roughly between 2 to 3,000 gold. So that piece there that was 500 gold would have been a profitable piece of roughly 300 to 400%, maybe 500 to 600% on your money that you spent on it. So that's a piece that I definitely would invest in. Those are pieces, any piece with any amount of squad damage that's gold, if it's a gold piece, or squad damage reduction, that's a gold piece, and is between 300 to 400 gold, or even under 500 gold. If it's 500 gold, that's where you kind of start to like question it, and I'll show you why. Okay, guns are like the most common shit in the game, and guns are the most easiest shit in the game. So we're just looking for squad damage in gun, and I'm going to show you guys why I say this. Look at all this shit for 500. Like, you're going to see so much shit for 500. This is just normal everyday pricing. 600. So if you bought that for 500, you're not going to make money on it. My golden rule in the auction house, if I'm going to be buying a piece to resell, always have to make at least 100% profit on it. So if I don't know what the item is worth and I don't know what I can sell for it, I don't buy it. But that's no excuse, for saying, oh, I don't know what the price is, so I can't buy it. The idea is to get educated on the price of this stuff before we buy stuff. Because look at this. If I scoot over here to one of these other pieces, other than the gun, but it's still the same squad damage, you might notice a price change. You might not. It depends. Like I said, it's a buyer's market, so you have to understand that there's going to be a lot of stuff in there for a lot cheaper than it was at the beginning, right? Like, there's a significant drop off in price for everything that was once valuable in the auction house because it's now starting to become common. Like, 2.7, 2.8 squad damage is starting to become common. I'm not going to be investing in that anymore. That's just not a piece I would be investing in. Unless I could get it for like 300 gold, I'm not buying it. It's that simple. If I can get pieces that have 4% on them or 3.3 for 300 gold on them, there's no value in me buying a piece that has 2.7% on it because I'm not going to be able to sell it for a lot. So that's what I'm trying to say, right? That's just single statted pieces. So I wish there was a way to turn off these fucking banners at the top of the screen. God, do they ever piss me off. Every 3 seconds there's a banner just going off at the top of my screen. Especially during this beast event where they're just constantly opening up beast chips. So yeah, that's your number one thing in the auction house is squad damage. Okay. But yeah, the primary basic rule of thumb is just look at the prices that are in the auction house currently. Except for the main page, you're always going to find the best deals on the main page. The reason you're going to find bad deals on the main page too, but the thing about the main page, like this is where items first come onto the market, right? You can see that this item just came onto the market like 30 seconds ago. So I'm the only one that's been able to see this. Maybe me and like 5-10 other people are looking at that item right now. And they might be doing the same thing I am, you know? They might be on here. We're just going to look at random shit. 5.7% infantry squad attack for 219 gold is a good deal. Even on a gun. I would buy that to smelt. And you got to pop out, like literally 10 seconds after you get in there, you got to pop out because there's going to be new stuff coming in. 6% squad defense for 300 gold on Rider. I would buy that for smelting my own piece for sure. Squad's basic attack damage, 6.5% for 1,000 gold. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's go over here a minute and let's look at this. And let's look at we've looked at the most valuable. That's really all I would be looking for if I'm being completely honest with you. Is those things right there. You could make a living off squad damage and squad damage reduction stuff in the auction house. You just have to start looking at the prices, learning the prices, and learning the market. There's nothing I can tell you in one video. Like I can't tell you every little tiny little freaking thing, right? But I'm going to tell you as much knowledge as I possibly can. I'm going to make as much videos as I possibly can because I've profited thousands, tens of thousands of gold off the auction house since it started, and I've invested very little into it. So it's a great investment. Squad basic attack damage is going to be like your primary, you know, is going to be like a top tier thing that people are looking for in the auction house. Of the gold variety, of course. If it just has one stat, like we call a one statted item, I'll show you what I mean by a one statted item. This here is a one statted item, right? It's got 2 usable basics plus 1 stat. The other 2 specialized attributes on this piece are absolutely useless, but it's got a good one piece, 1 stat on there. And it says 4.3%. So we know that the max is 7%, right? On squad defense or squad attack, right? For any respectable troop type. So if infantry squad attack, right, it's all 7%, right? Same with defense, same thing. Now if it's general squad attack and defense, look at that. We can get 7% there too. So that's something to keep an eye on. Before, in the old auction house, this was at the beginning, when people used to buy, it was a buyer's market. Like it was literally a seller's market. You could sell anything in the auction house and make millions on it. Today, the money is dried up. I don't know. I guess everyone got their squad equipment. And now the only people who are buying squad equipment is just like newer people who are, you know, coming in and, you know, needing to get that. But at the beginning, it was like everybody was scrambling to get. And now it's just, you know, a few people here and there. It's kind of balanced out, right? But these things are still going to hold value. Gold basic squad attack damage. So legendary squad attack, basic attack damage. Legendary squad counter damage. Not so much as squad's basic attack damage. It's still sellable, but you have to be careful, especially when you're trying to invest in a piece that just has squad counter damage on it. You have to know that it might not be as valuable as you think it is. So be careful. Like, really get to know the prices before investing in this stuff. Like, for example, 6% squad counter damage on a gun is not going to sell for as much, or it's not going to sell as quickly as 6% squad counter damage on a grenade or a vest, right? So, and it's not even worth that much. Like, it's not uncommon to craft a piece with 8% squad basic attack damage. And boom, you can go sell that piece for 2,000 or 3,000 gold easily. In any form, even a gun, you know, because it's almost maxed. But if you got 6.3%, then you might be lucky to get like 700, 800 for it. I'm not even kidding you. So don't go and buy a piece for 500 gold thinking it's going to sell. Whereas before it would. Like I remember at the beginning, I would sell pieces that just had squad attack on them. Minimum gold squad attack would minimum go for 2,500 gold at the beginning. Well, now you could barely get 1,000 for them unless they have a really high squad attack percent on them. Like 6%, 7% are going to be pretty penny. But anything under 5, like 4.5, 4.3, you might be lucky to get 1,000 gold for them. And that's a far stretch of the imagination. Same thing as squad defense. It's a little more expensive than actual like targeted defense, like infantry or range defense. Because it is general, it does go for a bit more. So where like a general squad defense, like a range squad defense or an infantry squad defense would go for like, I don't know, like 4% would go for like 200 gold, right? Or 5% or even 6%. We're seeing 6% now for 200 gold. Well, a 6% squad defense would go for like 2,000. Still to this day, you know, a 6% squad attack would probably go for like 1,500 or between like 1,500 to 3,000 gold. Whereas the normal one at 6%, at most, you're going to pay 400 to 500 gold for it. So that's the only difference there, right? So keep that in mind. When you see pieces with squad attack and squad defense on them, they're only really valuable if the number is like 6% or above on these two, okay? So same with squad counter damage. They're really only valuable if the piece has like 8% or higher. If it doesn't have 8% or higher, then I probably wouldn't invest in it. unless it was on the market for like 200, 300 gold, then you might want to consider it. But that's all I really have to say about that. Now let's take a look at the statistics that I really don't care anything at all about. Damage to zombies, if it's on there, it's worthless. Zombie kill XP, it's worthless. Gathering bonus, it's worthless unless it's like triple gathering bonus. It's pretty much worthless. Squad load, like I'm telling you about pieces to invest money in, right? These are pieces that I would never invest money in. Squad load, I don't care about that. Not worth anything to me. And then we've got infantry squad attack, rider squad attack, range squad attack, infantry squad defense, rider squad defense, range squad defense. Attack over defense, always. Always attack pieces will sell for more than defense pieces. Save but for anomalies. Most pieces will only sell for 200 gold. And I'm at the point now where I can barely sell shit for 200 gold. Like, I'm struggling to sell 4 point... Hell, I'll show you. Look at this. Okay, this is just an example of what I'm talking about. This piece here, infantry squad attack 4%. Man, I've tried to trade this thing like 3 or 4 times and it just doesn't sell. Because 4% just isn't good enough anymore. You need like at least 4.5% attack in order for it to... And even then, it might not sell. Because they're so common. Like this piece here. Rider squad attack 5%. Bro, I've tried selling this thing like 6 times for 200 fucking gold, man. And it's high. Like, it's a really good smelting piece. But nobody wants to buy it. Like, so that's just the thing, right? Like I said before, you might have the right piece and you might have the right price, but if you don't have a buyer, then you're shit out of luck, dude. And you just have to understand that. Like this piece here, same thing. I've got Rider Squad Attack, 5%, and I can't sell the bloody thing. I can't sell the bloody thing. Like, somebody could buy this for smelting, 200 gold. And that's the most that those... So those pieces right there are pretty much never invest. Never, ever invest in those things in the auction house unless you're going to be smelting. The only time that I ever get these pieces is when I smith them. Let's go ahead and smith a bunch of shit right now because I'm sick and tired of talking. Let's just go ahead and auto smith a bunch of shit.
A few moments later.
If it's purple, it's just getting dismantled. So we out of 50 crafts, we got nothing. 5% infantry squad attack there. Might be able to sell that. 5.7 infantry squad defense. Definitely be able to sell that. And I just want to point this out too. I've been noticing this an awful lot. I've been getting skill damage on zombies. I've been getting this spiked mask quite a lot. You know, quite a lot. I don't know why. And the old-fashioned mask on pretty much all of my pieces. This piece here is worthless. Squad attack, I'm probably just going to dismantle that. Useless to me. Range squad attack, useless. What else do we got here? Useless. 3.5 range squad attack, you know, that's useless. Range squad defense 3.8, I'm never selling that. I'll literally never sell that. That's getting dismantled. And that's a piece that would have sold for 200 gold at the beginning. Now, you're just burning gold by putting that up for auction. So, don't do it. Gathering speed 11%. With this lightweight mask, it is going in the garbage. Gathering bonus 4.1 is going in the garbage. This is definitely going in the garbage. And then everything else that I crafted is going in the garbage. So let's just make sure that I have no +1s on anything here. If I have a +1, it means that it's a valuable item. So that's why I always +1 my items. But yeah, this is all dead. This is all dead to me. So bye-bye. And, you know, that's it. That's all she wrote for that. Well, let's go over here for a minute to the squad equipment. And I'll show you guys what I happen to just pick up off the market. So I went into the auction house this morning, and this is why I have no gold at the moment. I had linked gold. Now I don't. So I was just looking for stuff. I found this Firepower PPSH for 450 gold. And it's got 3.1% Rider Squad damage on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to try and flip that. I'm going to try and make like 900 gold off of it because it is a 3.1, so it's pretty good. Even though it's a gun, I think I can still make like at least 800 or 900 gold off of it. So it meets sort of the golden rule criteria. But then I realized I have a very big need to find cheap pieces to increase my own shit. And I just remembered after I bought it that I have Rider Squad damage on my gun. So I was like, and it's only 2.5%. So this kind of falls into the criteria of smelting. For me, it needs to be like as close to a 0.5 above as possible. So this is 0.6. So let's hope here that we can at least get a 0.2 and I'll have legendary squad damage on my freaking weapon. Prayers.
Break the captive's fetters, light on blindness pour, all our ills expelling, every bliss implore.
That, my friends, is why you don't spend a lot of gold on melting. Level 18 Springfield. All right, moving on from that. So yeah, I just pop in and pop out. Look at stuff. Look at stuff to buy for yourself. Squad defense there. Don't need it. It's too low. The only things we're looking for is squad damage reduction. Okay, here's an example of a piece that I would not buy. Food gathering speed, wood gathering speed, squad damage 2.6, counter damage 4.7. For 550 gold, the only thing you're getting out of that is 2.6% rider squad damage or 4.7% squad counter damage for a smelting piece, or if you want to put that as your main piece. Honestly, this is better than a lot of pieces that I see people using, but this is not a piece that I would invest any amount of gold in for myself. You can find better pieces than this, and you certainly wouldn't be able to resell this. So this is not a piece that I would consider doing anything with. Infantry squad attack 5.7. There you see it's going for 295 gold. That sounds pretty reasonable. I'm just looking for stuff with a gold stat. This stuff has rider squad damage 5.5 for 39,000 gold. I think that's a little overpriced, but I'm just saying. Bro, it's a little overpriced. Just saying. I probably wouldn't pay any more than 10,000 gold for a maxed out rider squad damage, but that's just me. So, all right. So let's take a look at some other stuff here that you might have some good luck with selling. Okay, so let's try and look for double statted stuff. Here we go. This is my old weapon that I had before I got this new one. So I had rider squad. I had managed to work this up. Rider squad damage 1.8%. So it's purple rider squad damage. Purple squad damage, any purple squad damage, plus gold of the same troop type. So you've got rider squad damage, rider squad defense, plus 2 usable basics, squad attack, and squad's basic attack damage. So it's basically the best thing you can possibly ask for as a rider, right? So this is going for 1,200 gold. I was able to sell that for 1,200 gold. Now on their own, rider squad damage 1.8 would have went for 200 gold. Rider squad defense would have went for 200 gold. So I take that and I compound it because it's both on the same piece, plus it has 2 usable basics, which if it's 2 statted item, it has to have 2 usable basics. I'm selling that for a lot more than 400 gold. So I sold it for 1,200 gold. And boom. Yes, it's quite an arbitrary number because there's not a lot of pieces like that in the shop. You're never going to see that piece in the shop. I guarantee you're never going to see it. But you'll see similar pieces to it, and you can kind of gauge your selling of unique items based off of what experts or people that have a lot of experience with this stuff might suggest to you. So that might be an item that you'd want to ask someone first. What could I get off this? I actually did. I just confirmed it with a few other people. Hey, you think I could get 1,200 for this? Yeah, you could definitely get 1,200 for that. Hell yeah, man. So I sold it for 1,200 gold. There you go. Could I have got more for it? I don't know, dude, but that's how much I paid for my new weapon. And honestly, I was happy with it. So, you know, it is what it is. That's totally cool. There you go. Look at that. Squad defense, 5.8%. And I sold that for 750 gold, man. I made a nice chunk of change off that. But At the beginning, when the auction house first came out, that piece there might have went for 3,000 gold or 3,500 gold. And now today, 750. Rider Squad Attack, Rider Squad Damage. There you see, this is a good starting piece for just about anyone. It's got Rider Squad Attack purple and Rider Squad Damage 1.7, which is the top end of blue. So 1.8, it becomes purple. So this is a piece that I sold for 250 gold. You know, why not? You know, sell it for 250 gold. That there is going to be an instant sell. Every time you find it, you can always sell that for between 250 to 300 gold. I just wanted it gone, so I sold it for that. Here you go. 5.6% Rider Squad Defense. We sold that for 225. It also had 2 usable basics on it. If your item has 2 usable basics, it has a much higher chance of selling than if it's something like a spiked mask with, you know, skill damage, whatever. This one here was like a double chance of selling because it could sell to either or. It could sell to a rider player or it could sell to a ranged player. More chance of it selling to a rider player, but still only worth 200 gold because it's just not a very good piece. Here you see this piece here. I got this piece here, this carbon fiber bulletproof vest. I just bought that. Here you see. This was a piece that I could invest in. I bought it for its range squad damage, 2.7%, and I bought it for 300 gold. So I made double my money on it, and boom, you know, even though they don't sell for that much anymore, you're always going to sell gold squad damage for a bare minimum 600, bare minimum you could get for. So if I can always get that for 300, I'm buying that every time, bro, every time for 300 gold. That value will never ever come down. I can guarantee you. It's like buying gold in real life, man. The value of it never will decrease. It will only ever stay the same or increase. So there you go. Let's take a look at some other pieces here. Pieces that I've bought, pieces that I've sold. As you can see here, most of the pieces that I buy are under 500 gold. So you have to take that into consideration. Like, most people are probably on that same wavelength.
No.
Did I just buy that? Huh? Did I just buy that? I didn't buy that. No, I never bought that. That's a lie. I didn't buy that. No, that's the wrong piece, man. I never bought this. I never bought this. I don't know what the fuck. This is literally a glitch. I've never seen this before. I literally didn't buy this. I guarantee you I didn't buy it. Because the last piece that I bought was that piece that I just showed you guys for 450 gold. It was that thing that I just tried smelting onto my fucking gun. That had 3.1% Rider Squad damage for 450 gold. So I don't know what happened there, but I definitely didn't buy that. So don't worry about that. I definitely didn't buy that. So anyway, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. There was a piece that I have. Okay, yes, this piece here. So this is an interesting piece. Okay, I bought this piece. How much did we buy this piece for? I bought this piece to invest in it. It has infantry squad attack 2.5 and squad counter damage 5% with 2 usable basics, so both purple. Let's see here. Here it is. I bought it for 500 gold. I'm going to try to get... I think I made a mistake on this. I don't know why I was in my right mind when I bought it. I was thinking I could maybe get 1,000 for it, but at the very most, I think I could only get like 800 for this. And that's on a good day. I honestly, bro, probably shouldn't have done this. I don't know why I did, but anyway, yeah, sometimes we all make mistakes, right? I swear to God, I didn't buy this though. Like, I don't know why this is appearing here. I never purchased, I never did it by accident. I know for sure, because I only bought one thing today, and it was literally that gun that I just crafted like 2 minutes ago. So I don't know, maybe because it disappeared out of my inventory, but this is definitely a glitch that IGG will have to fix. If they credited this guy, there's nobody in their right mind would put this up for 450 gold in the auction house. Damage dealt to zombies, squad defense, counter damage taken. Well, I'm sure there's someone out there that would use this on their stuff, but not me. So yeah, typically double statted stuff like this, infantry squad defense, squad counter damage. If it has squad defense on it, it's probably not. You might be able to make 500 gold off that, but honestly, bro, I wouldn't even risk investing in a piece that has defense on it unless it's gold. I just wouldn't do it. You might be able to make 500 off this. This might be a piece for 250 that you could invest in, but honestly, bro, I would just leave it. The reason I would not really invest in an item that I can't make at least 1,000, like I can't sell it for at least 1,000 gold, or even like let's say at least 700 gold, okay? If I can't sell a piece for around at least bare minimum 700 gold, it's probably not worth it because it's taking too much time. You have to hold it for 3 days, first of all. It's like, I don't want to hold the item for 3 days and then take like another, maybe a week to sell it, or 7 days, depending on, depending on the item, obviously, right? Like, let's take a look at my trading log here. This item here went on the first day. So these are hot commodities, right? If it sells on the first day. Rider squad damage reduction 2.7 went for 750. But again, that there fucking thing took me a good like week to sell. And I had to put it up 3 or 4 times in order to do it. Here we got another one. 3.9% squad attack. I sold that for 500 gold. But back at the beginning, when the auction house first came out, this would have been sold for 2,500 gold on the first day. Like, easily. And now, I bought it for 500 gold, thinking I could, get one over on people. And no, they're just like, no, we're not buying that. So I had to just sell it for 500, and I actually lost money on that, believe it or not. Trial and error. A lot of the history got deleted, though. So unfortunately, I can't really show you guys much of my history. Most of what I'm buying is just for smelting. You can see here, squad damage reduction 2.6. I got that for 350. I don't know. It's like pretty much the most that I would pay for that. 350. But if you look closely, it's only a 0.1% away from a gold. So 350 for that is pretty good, I think. But even saying that, it's like, yeah, it's good. Yes, it's a good price, but can I get a better price? That's the question you always want to ask yourself. Yes, this is a good price, but can I get a better price? So if the answer is yes, then obviously don't buy it. Even if it is a good price. Well, if you can find a better price, then obviously wait. Even here, rider squad defense, but oil gathering speed, steel gathering speed, it's only going to be used for the ranged squad defense. So I would never be investing in that piece for anything other than smelting. So I guess there's like 2 categories that an item would fall under. A piece that I can, 3 categories that a piece would fall under. A piece that I can use as my main item, a piece that I can smelt onto my main item, or a piece that I can buy and reinvest into the stock market. So, all those things are going to have different values. Like, I would be much more willing to invest in a piece that I know for sure is going to be sold back and make me money, make me more gold. I'll happily spend, 5,000 gold on a piece if I know I can make 10,000 gold on it. But I'm not going to buy a piece for 5,000 gold just to smelt it and get a 0.1. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fucking do that. Like, that's not what I'm here for. So, that is some bullshit, man. Rider Squad damage reduction, 3.3% for 720. I think this is a good deal, honestly. I would buy this to smelt for myself. But you're never going to like make money off that. I wouldn't buy this to make... You're not going to make 1,000 gold off that. You might make 900 gold or 1,000 gold, but even at that, you bought it for 720. Not worth it. You'll lose most of it in the handling fees. You'll lose most of your profit in the handling fees, so... As a golden rule, I don't buy anything under 1,000 gold unless I can make 100% profit on it. I don't buy anything over 1,000 gold between 1 to 5,000 gold unless I can make at least a 50% profit on it. And anything above 50%, 5,000 gold, if I can't guaranteed make at least a 25% profit on it, I'm not buying it. It's that simple. It's that simple. As a rule of thumb, right? So this is a very easy thing to do. Range squad attack, 300. That's a good smelting piece there. That's really nice. I would buy that for myself. Okay, this is ridiculous. Rider squad damage. This is a trap, by the way. This guy's trying to trap somebody into buying it quickly. It's got steel gathering speed, oil gathering speed, but rider squad damage and rider squad damage reduction. Believe it or not, this is actually still has more potential than most pieces you'll ever buy in the game. Even though it doesn't have good basics, just to be able to like get 4% rider squad damage and 4% rider squad damage reduction on the same piece makes it intrinsically more valuable than a piece with 2 usable basics at full max potential, and then like rider squad damage and rider squad attack both at max. This piece max is still going to be better than those pieces that I just mentioned. So, but as far as like buying it, I would be very careful to spend 5,000 gold on a piece like that. I would be very careful and probably would caution against because you could buy that same statted piece with 2 usable basics on it for the same price. So that's what I'm saying. Like, wait. That's all I'm trying to say. The number one key to making a profit, both for yourself and for, like profit for your own squad equipment and profit by reselling squad equipment. The number one tip that I have for everyone is to just be patient. Patience is the key, and the only thing that you'll ever need in the auction house other than gold is patience. And knowledge, obviously. Knowledge of the prices, and that's it, bro. That's all you need. Here we go. Here's a great piece. Squad attack, skill damage taken by troop. Not a fan of skill damage taken by troop, but it has squad attack. Skill damage taken by troop is actually not bad. It's actually not bad, believe it or not. With infantry squad attack purple and infantry squad damage reduction purple. This is selling for 700 gold, and I would say, even though you could probably get this for around 300 gold, if you wanted to purchase a piece right this second and just needed a piece right now, this is a piece that I would buy as a starter piece for myself at this price. I think it's worth it. And the reason I say that is because it has squad attack on it and it has squad damage reduction on it that are both already purple. So because they're both already purple, it means you don't have to do any smelting to get them to be purple, which means you're probably saving yourself at least 400 gold. So if we deduct that from the price of, like, say, we would normally be able to get this piece for around 200 to 300 gold, you're actually not really screwing yourself all that much to pay 700 gold for this. You're not going to make any money off of it. You might be able to sell this for 1,000 gold. And honestly, you might be able to sell it for 1,100 gold. But I still wouldn't do that. Because like I said, it does fall into the golden rule of anything above 1,000. I need to make at least 50% profit on it. But the fact of the matter is that it's not. It's actually under 1,000. I'm buying it for under 1,000. So it falls into the category of I need to make at least 100% profit on it. So if I can't make at least 1,400 gold off this, like sell it for 1,400 gold, I'm not interested in selling it, buying it to sell. But I would buy this to keep. I would buy this to keep if I was an infantry main and I needed a piece. For sure, for sure. Let's see, what else can we look at here? What else can we find? It's just, you know, it's just weeding through the crappy stuff, right? We're just weeding through the crappy stuff, trying to find something decent. No, see, this here is too high. You're not, well, you know, because it has lucky on it, yeah, it might sell. It might sell, actually, to someone. 4% rider squad attack might be just what someone's looking for with lucky on it. But personally, for me, I wouldn't invest in it. Unless it was a smelting piece, even then, I wouldn't invest in it. It's too high. There are some things that just can't sell for any more than 200 gold at the moment. We're at the point where things just don't sell for most things just don't sell for any more than 200 gold. I mean, hell, bro, we're at the point where if I'm crafting something that's not 4.5% or above, I'm just throwing it in the garbage. It's as simple as that, bro. If it doesn't have at least 4.5% or above on it, I'm throwing it in the garbage. Unless it's something that I'm going to need for smelting. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah, so, let's see. Squad defense, 300 for 6. That's a good deal. I would buy that. I would buy that for smelting. Not a lot. There's not a lot of stuff in the auction house today. And that's why I said, like, it's just a matter of getting lucky. It's a matter of just being present and getting lucky. That's really all it is. We're just, we're just constantly looking and looking and looking and getting lucky, and that's it. 5.8 rider squad attack on the weapon for 300. I would buy that. Why the fuck is my nose so fucking... Oh, squad defense for would buy that. Here we go. Squad damage reduction, 2.5% for 200 gold. I would buy that for smelting. We got a plus 20 range squad attack for 6%. Plus 20 is crazy, bro. Wow. Mantle that, dude, and then just resell it. Like, that's crazy, bro. You know how much shit you'd get back if you just dismantled that and then sold it? I'm actually going to keep an eye on this. This might be tech. If you really needed 1,000 gold, like that was your life mission to get 1,000 gold, he might be able to sell this for 1,000 gold, honestly, just because it's a plus 20. God, the amount of crafting materials you'd get back just from smelting that. Squad attack, range squad attack for 200 gold. Look at this. 200 gold, man. I would invest in that. You could sell that for 400 gold. No problem. You could sell that for 500 gold, bro. Bro, you could probably sell that for 600 gold. I would buy that, and I would keep that. If I was a ranged main, I might even use that for a little bit, until I can find the right piece. 200 gold, and then just get rid of it for 400 gold or 500 gold once you found something better. That's a really nice starting piece there. Here's an interesting one. Rider squad attack, rider squad damage. This is actually better than the last piece we just looked at. However, I wouldn't buy to sell because buying this to sell is probably not going to work out very well for you. Most people do not have good enough knowledge of the game to understand that just because it's blue does not necessarily mean that it's bad. This piece has a crazy amount of potential, but the problem is squad defense is not really what I want in a basic. For a rider, I want basic attack damage, I want rider attack, skill damage taken by troop, or counter damage. I don't really want squad defense as a basic. Skill damage taken by troop is nice though. It basically works as damage reduction. But yeah, I would buy this and I would use it. That's what I would buy it, and then I would just smelt it, smelt shit into it and make it better. Rider squad damage, rider squad defense. Squad counter damage, skill damage out. Here's a good gun, man. Really good starting piece here. I would buy this, just as a starting piece for myself. And then, like a exact same speech I just gave for the last piece. Not a piece I would buy to reinvest and sell, but definitely a piece I would keep and start, for myself. Actually, that's kind of how the last one I got. This gun here, I got this already. It came with I think it came with, I forget. I think it came with like 2.5% Rider Squad damage and 3%. I want to say 2.5 Rider attack. I want to say it came with pretty much the same Rider attack, Rider Squad damage. And yes, I bought it for 1,200. That was probably a mistake. But to be fair, at least I didn't have to smelt it from blue to purple, right? Which probably saved me at least 600 to 800 gold. So when I say this, and I bought it for 1,200, keep in mind that they were both purple when I bought it. So here's one here. Squad basic attack damage, 5.4%. That is a buyable, smeltable piece, not only for investing, and you could probably make like maybe 600 gold off that, but you could probably just smelt that onto your own piece. And this is the lower end of squad basic attack damage, so you're probably not going to make any more than 500 gold off of it, but it definitely falls under the golden rule category of, yes, I will make 100% profit on it, therefore I am buying it. So even though it's only 300 gold, if 300 gold doesn't mean anything to you, then obviously don't buy it. But if 300 gold would mean something to you, then definitely invest and resell. Or just hold on to it, This might be a piece that you just hold on to and smelt when the time is right. Squad basic attack damage, Rider Squad defense, not really that good. I would pass on that. Here's a good one. Infantry Squad. This is pretty much the lowest I would buy. Infantry Squad attack 4.5 for 200 gold. This is pretty much like gold standard for squad attack in today's market. Buy it for smelting. Rider Squad defense 5.4 for smelting. That's absolutely fine. Rider Squad attack 5.1 for 200 gold for smelting. That works perfectly. Squad damage and squad attack for 250 gold. This is a piece that I might consider buying to invest. I'm being just dead honest with you. Because it has squad attack and Rider Squad damage, you might be able to make 500 gold off that. But again, beware that it might not sell, and you might just incur the 250 gold fee and be left with a piece that may or may not be usable for you. So just be aware of that. It's a big risk buying stuff like that. Here's a piece here. Triple stat, basic attack damage, and Rider Squad attack with skill damage, dealt squad counter damage. Interesting. For 2,200 gold. This is interesting, bro. Interesting. I would buy that. Bro. Genuinely, I would buy that. Like, every day of the week. I don't think it's worth any less than 2,200 gold. In fact, a triple stat piece like this, I think you could make at least 5,000 gold off of. At least 5,000 gold. Now, what this tells me is the person selling this item is not the person that crafted this item. HD Panda crafted this item and forged by Lama Below. It says 1 trading attempt. So understand that I don't think this is resellable. If you buy this, I think that's it, by the way, but you might be able to sell it again, but I don't know. It's this, like, the fact that it says 1 trading attempt on it, I'm not sure if that means, like, I'm not even sure what that means. I don't even know. But no, now that I have my Top Commander stuff done, like, I was really just hyper focused on Top Commander. Now that it's done and I kind of have some time to just, like, relax and just kind of get things stabilized again, I'm going to start investing all of my unlinked gold into the auction house. So, this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing as well. This will be what the majority of my time is spent doing, just buying stuff and reinvesting. Because Lord knows I can't craft shit. Lord knows I'm not crafting and I'm not selling much either. Like, very seldomly do I actually sell a piece. Very seldomly do I sell a piece. Most of the shit that I craft is worth like 2 to 250 gold. Another one. Range squad defense, squad double basic squad attack damage. squad attack, and squad HP for only $19.99? This can't be real, bro. And again, same situation. Guy didn't buy it. Guy didn't craft it. He bought it. This guy crafted it. He must have sold it for like 500 gold or some shit. This guy bought it, and now he's only selling it for 2,000. But it's worth like a lot. Bro, this is worth at least 4,000 gold. I would buy this, bro, and I would reinvest that. That's interesting. The might on it is very low though, but 3.7 squad damage for 1,200. This might be worth smelting. This is pretty much the lowest price I've seen for a 3.7. So I mean, on average, I would say this is probably what you're gonna pay for smelting a 3.7 infantry squad damage. Oh, it's a trap. It's a trap. Basic attack damage on zombies, zombie kill XP, but double statted. It's garbage. Don't buy it. Leave it alone. It's garbage. Alright, so let's do a recap of today's video, of what we've learned in today's video. Today I have told you guys the main ways to make profit in this game and to stretch your dollar further in this game, using the auction house as your engine to do so. So basically the only things you need to remember from this is unlinked gold is king in this game. You can buy stuff from the auction house with unlinked gold. So even just start off with, 1,000 or 2,000 unlinked gold and test it out. You could probably make, if you really do it right, you could probably make between 3,000 to 4,000 gold just off of 1,000 unlinked gold. So if that sounds like something that's good for you, then this strategy might work for you. Remember, there's a 3-day cooldown period on all items you buy from the auction house. So you have to consider that buying a piece for 400 gold might not be the best thing to do when you have to hold on to it for maybe a potential of 7 or 8 days only to make 300 gold off of it. Doesn't really seem that good to me, but just be careful about that. And then also, remember this, 100% profit on minimum on any item that you're buying under 1,000 gold. On anything you're buying between 1 to 5,000 gold, a 50% profit margin minimum is like a mandatory for me to want to invest in that. And then anything above 5,000 gold, I need to be able to make at least 25% profit on it, or I'm just not doing it. It's that simple. Okay. So, and obviously just, the pop in and pop out method works great. This is the best way to find the best deals in the auction house. Hands down, bar none. This is the best thing to do. Here you go. Infantry squad damage, 2.7% for 350 gold. And again, this is not going to achieve, this is a trap. This is not going to achieve your 100% profit minimum. You might be able to sell that for 600 gold. So with the handling fees and everything in between, might have to relist it 1 or 2 times. I think you're better off just leaving that one alone. That one is borderline though. But to buy that to smelt, ooh, baby. Yeah, I'm buying that all day, every day. All day, every day for a smelting piece. So yeah, just pop in and pop out. You're bound to find some great deals. You don't have to, that's the easiest thing in the world to do. You don't have to filter. You don't have to worry. It's just luck of the draw, and that's the beauty of it. It's like, I don't know, Rider Squad Attack 6.5 for 250 gold. God damn, man. Okay, so now that I know that's possible. Anyways, bro, I'm going to end the video here. I got some other things that I want to do now. This is a long enough video. I'm going to leave most of it, except for the boring parts. I'm going to leave most of it uncut for you guys. You guys can watch this during your, during your Alliance League, boring Alliance League. It's just so boring this week. You guys can have a nice video to watch and, review and come back to and, get tips from and stuff like that. You guys can always message me in game, obviously, if you need something or a question answered or something like that. But that's really all I got for you guys today. Use your unlinked gold to make more gold. It's that simple. See you all in the next one. Peace.